I really never thought this is where I would be in my life. Getting excited over compost. What the hell? What happened to me? Is this effect? What is this effect I've put on it? In fact, it makes it look less. Here we go again. Morning everyone, welcome back to my plot. Sorry I'm holding this microphone like I am presenting a show. The clip's broken on it, so I can't clip it onto my clothes. So that's the best I can do today. I'm going to have to hold it. Who do I think I am? Anyway, welcome back to my plot. It's a grey, rainy, cold day. It has been a rainy day, but it has stopped now, thankfully. We can't complain because we've had 4 days of beautiful, glorious sunshine. So today I've decided that I'm going to tackle the polytunnel beds because they really need some TLC. And after I discovered the rats, it's really put me off. But today, because it's a bit cold today, I've decided to come inside and I'm going to tackle the beds. So that's what I'm going to do today. So this is what we are working with. As you can see, it needs a definite refill. This is my blueberries. I decided to bring them in from outside because the birds get them every year and I never ever get any. This is my newest addition, my pink berries. And I noticed that it's got some kind of new buds. So yeah, that's good. It's still alive. These look a bit questionable, but hopefully once we give them a bit of a feed, they'll be a bit happier. So yeah, the rest is just cardboard mess and weeds. So we're going to get that tackled today. I also thought that I'm going to do a little bit of digging in this bed to get rid of the holes, disturb the soil so the rats hopefully bugger off and find a new home. And I'm going to fill the holes in the outside as well. So let's get on with some work, shall we? So these are the holes. There's a massive rat hole there. And they're all sort of dotted around the edge of this polytunnel. So I'm going to put some mud in the way of those, give it a little dig up. I didn't actually get round to filling it up last year because I just didn't have the money to buy any compost. I sort of managed to do maybe like halfway up, and that was just where my tomatoes were, but the rest of it was just as it was. And obviously where I've got the holes everywhere, the holes in the cover, it's just made the ground super, super muddy. Really heavy clay, claggy. So I'm just going to weed. I'm going to weed this bit and then I'm going to put some of the compost I brought with me in. Give it a little bit of a head start. Is this effect? What is this effect I've put on it? Whoops. Cinematic made the background blurry. Anyway, we learned something new today. This end doesn't seem to have many holes, maybe a tiny little mouse hole, which is really good. This is really positive. I've just filled the holes with some nice heavy clay mud. I appreciate that they can dig back under again, but hopefully they won't. So I found a new effect. I keep forgetting to hold this. Oh, I found a new effect. It's called cinematic and it makes the background blurry. Makes it very artistic. In fact, it makes it look less. Anyway, let's do some weeding, shall we? I should have worn my waterproof trousers because it is rank, but I forgot, so I'm just going to have to get muddy knees. So I realised that cardboard in the polytunnel with rats and mice is probably not the best idea, because they can use it to make a home and they can use it to hide. So I'm taking it all out, and that's why I'm weeding. Otherwise I would normally cover the weeds with cardboard and put the compost on top like I did in my raised beds, but today I'm doing the weeding, unfortunately, and then I'm going to fill it up, but it's going to take an astronomical amount to fill it up. So I've only bought 4 bags with me today because I'm a little bit knackered. I've been ill for the last 2 days, so I just haven't got a lot of energy for the old heavy lifting today. Just started to rain, so in a minute I'll be getting that in here. Oh, the joys. This is what happens if you're lazy and you don't take your tape off of your cardboard boxes. You end up with the tape everywhere. You do not want that. So apparently rats hate the smell of peppermint. So I'm thinking all around the edge of my polytunnel, I might grow some little mint in pots. Never put mint in the ground, by the way. It is super invasive and it's going to take over the whole bed. So anyway, I'll be putting them in pots around the edge and see. Might help deter them, you never know. You never know. Also, supposedly mice hate the smell of garlic and onions. So I've got some of these, which I'm pretty sure I planted last year, but they didn't do anything. But now they've come up around the edge in the perfect spot. So yeah, I'm going to grow a few more down the other end. Hopefully help deter the mice, you never know. So what am I growing in my polytunnel this year? I hear you cry. You didn't, but here you go anyway. So I'm going to grow tomatoes in here like I did last year, because I've had the best crop of tomatoes ever by growing them in this polytunnel. Because usually I get blight, but I've managed to avoid it up until the very, very last point of the season, when I'd harvested pretty much all my tomatoes, and then the blight came in, which is fine. We can cope with that. But usually outdoor tomatoes of mine always get blight, so I lose my whole bloody crop. What else am I going to grow in here? So I'm going to grow some chilies in here, some chilies and peppers. I'm going to grow a few different varieties that I just fancy having a go at. And if anyone wants any plants, I'm just going to give them to my family, because we don't eat a lot of spicy food in our house, but I still really fancy having a go. So I'm going to grow some spicy ones, but also some non-spicy ones. I'm going to grow some peppers, some quite unusual peppers. I'm also going to plant some cucumbers in this polytunnel this year. Last year I had them in pots and I'm not very good at watering, so they didn't survive very long. So I'm going to plant some in the ground this year. So hopefully I'm going to have all the beds in here ready, so I can really make use of all the space in here this year. I'd like to have a grow at growing some melons, because you can actually grow melons in the UK, and this is the perfect place because it creates some nice heat for the melons. I've never grown them successfully before, but I have known people who have, and I quite fancy having a go because they're quite expensive to buy. So yeah, I'm going to have a go at melons. So we're going to have some tomatoes, peppers, chilies, melons, cucumbers for definite, and probably some extra wild cards thrown in there somewhere. I'm already bored. Clearing up is so boring. I just like planting. I like sowing my little seeds, planting my little plants. Bloody hate weeding, especially when I've got disgusting disgusting, sticky, heavy clay soil that is revolting. It gets stuck all over your boots. Like that. Grim. I'm going to try and open it along the top, the green line. That's what somebody suggested. But I still forgot to bring something sharp again. So I've just remembered I've got secateurs. Maybe I could use that. Yeah, so I can use it, even if I could just use it for rubbish, that would be better than nothing, wouldn't it? I don't think there are many better things in a gardener's world than fresh compost. Sad, isn't it? I really never thought this is where I would be in my life. Getting excited over compost. What the hell? What happened to me? 20-year-old me would be like, what are you doing? You are so weird and boring. But 40-year-old me doesn't have a raging hangover. Get lost, 20-year-old me. We're doing better. How good's that looking? Still, look how much more I could fill. I'm not going to though, because I don't have that much. And also it'll grow fine in this, but probably put a little bit more in. I've got loads of bags of mulch. This is just compost, just to kind of fill it up. I could also add some of my own compost to it to sort of lift it up a little bit, but I might use that for the pumpkins. I haven't decided yet. So we won't look at the other side. We will look at the other side. See, when I see stuff like that, I'm just like, no, we're not doing that today. But then I look at that side and I'm like, come on, if you do that, it can look like that. So we're going to do that. Also, I feel so much better about that. I can't even tell you. It's absolutely hammering it down now. And there it is. There's the rain I was waiting for. It's coming through there. It's nice. A little bit drips. Good. It's getting worse now. The rain just went mad then. It's kind of slowing down now, but everything's dripping. And it's just got really cold. Right, back to work. We need to finish this. This was my attempt at overwintering some chili plants. What do we think? You think they're still alive? Convinced myself I wasn't going to do anything too strenuous today, but I've spent the last 10 minutes digging up. It's looking good though. I noticed a couple more holes over here, but thankfully I've been digging up weeds, so I've got some piles. I'm just going to stuff those. There's another one hiding behind there. Yeah, just hide their little ways in and hopefully they'll piss off. I've sort of filled in the holes, dug up any channels that I could find, got rid of loads of weeds. Bloody knackered. I'm almost finished sorting out all the weeds. There's one little section and then I need to sort out all the pots and stuff on the little potting bench, but I'm just going to put the last couple of bags of compost in and then I've done quite a good job. You'd be proud. Well, I think that is much improved on what it was. Just need to sort out all the mud on here. I'll bring my broom up once it's dried a bit. You can clean that up, but pretty proud of that. I'm not sure if I can leave until that bit's done because that's going to annoy me. I'm just going to do that bit first. Looking good. Really pleased with that. Some good work today. I am feeling super productive and I'm really pleased with how much I've got done today. What do you think? I will see you again next week for more allotment progress. Thanks for watching. Bye.